ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. In our major story, Chief of Defense Staff Alex Bade brushes off attempts to get his views on ceasefire deal with Boko Haram as security chiefs brief President Goodluck Jonathan. Police authorities say 30 of its men are still missing long before Goza attack in Borno State. APC-sized defection of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, to the party is a major problem. And outside Nigeria, Iraqi Kurdish forces traveled to Turkey from where they plan to cross into Syria to battle Islamic State's militants besieging the town of Kobani. And now the details. President Goodluck Jonathan on Tuesday received security briefing on the status of the ceasefire agreement with Boko Haram. All the country's top security personnel attended the meeting that lasted about 2 hours at the presidential villa in Abuja. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Mohammed Adoke told journalists that the service chiefs briefed the president about ongoing negotiations over the 200 schoolgirls abducted in Chibok, Borno State. He insisted that government negotiators are still talking with representatives of the insurgent group, but Chief of Defense Staff Alex Bade brushed off attempts to get his views on the truce.
You are not addressing issues, you are addressing personalities. That's why it's very difficult for me to talk.
Inspector General of Police Sulaiman Abba says about 30 of his men who were declared missing after insurgents attacked the mobile police training school in Goza are yet to be found. He noted that some of the police personnel have since been reunited with their families, while expressing confidence that the others are still alive. Abba spoke on the sidelines of the security meeting in Abuja.
Even last week, we were able to identify that one of the missing officers in Goza had gone back to his base this time around. So there can still be some that are in their homes, perhaps refusing for anyone to even report that they are around because of the trauma they went through, or they could still be in amongst the families in some of the villages around there. It still remains our hope that they are alive and they will come out alive.
How many people are we talking about now? How many policemen are we talking about?
We still talk about 30, yes. Still talk about
30 still missing, sir?
About 30, yes.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, has formally dumped the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressives Congress. He made the move just before the end of Tuesday's plenary on the floor. Tambuwal hinged his decision on his political future as APC members hailed the defection as a major coup. Per Samuel reports.
It was one of the worst-kept political secrets. This is because Speaker Tambuwal had long steered clear of PDP activities and was known to be closer to members of the opposition party. So when he finally decided to dump the ruling party, only a few lawmakers were in the chamber, but this did not deter him from making his intention known.
That pursuant to extant provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and having regards to the development in my home state, Sokoto State, I wish to hereby formally notify all of you of my membership of the All Progressive Congress.
And having snapped up a major political figure, it was jubilation time for members of the APC caucus in the House of Representatives. They then followed it up with a press briefing addressed by the minority leader, who insists that Tambuwal will retain his seat in spite of leaving PDP.
We welcome and applaud the Speaker's decision. Ever since this crisis started in PDP, which led to the formation of the new PDP and the defection of the 5 PDP governors and 37 PDP members of the House of Representatives to the APC, and the formal merger of the new PDP with the APC, we had all along known and hoped that this day would come. We are proud to acknowledge that the Speaker remains not only a member of the House of Representatives, but also its Speaker.
Some APC members also spoke to CoreTV News on their expectations now that they have the Speaker in their midst.
This defection does not change the position of the speakership of the House, not in its entirety. I know the PDP as a party has the chance of asking that he should leave the seat, he should vacate the seat, because the seat is a PDP seat, fine. But if he vacates as a speaker, then the House, is not the PDP that's going to pick the speaker for us. It's the members of the House that will pick the speaker. And there's no rule, not in the Constitution, not in our rule book, that says the speaker has to come from the majority, you know, the party with the majority of members.
First of all, we are all playing politics. Politics is local. The entire members in his state are APC. And if his people says that if you want to come back or you want to aspire to be anything, you have to join the party that his people want. And I think he has just exercised his own constitutional right by obeying the aspirations of his people in his constituency.
There are a lot of members that believe in the cause that Honorable Tambuwal stands for. There are a lot of members in PDP. So it's not as if we will just wake up when we resume and try to remove our speaker. I don't believe in that, and I'm sure a lot of members stands from PDP believe in what I'm just telling you.
The House has now adjourned till December 3, 2014 to ostensibly allow members engage in committee sessions, even though there are raised eyebrows over the timing. Per Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party expects Speaker Aminu Tambuwal to resign now that he has joined the APC. This decision was taken after the PDP leadership met the leaders of the party's caucus in the House of Representatives. PDP spokesman Olisa Metu said in a statement after the meeting that the Speaker can no longer retain his seat since his new party is in the minority. This, according to the ruling party, is because he was elected to the position of Speaker of the House of Representatives as a result of his membership of the PDP. In a related issue, Akwa Ibom State Governor Godswill Akpabio said the defection of the Speaker of the House of Representatives to the APC did not come as a surprise. He told journalists at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja that the House Speaker had always presented himself as a member of the opposition through his actions. Governor Akpabio added that now that Tambuwal has formally joined APC, the most honorable thing to do is step aside. Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso has formally joined the race for the presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress. He declared his intention and made it public at a rally attended by tens of thousands of people in Abuja. Speaking at the event, Kwakwanso said his first priority, if elected president, is to introduce a robust strategy to curb insecurity in the country.
Is the strategies and security in every corner of our lives. Lives and properties of our citizens must be protected and secured. All forms of insurgency must be defeated. As a government, we cannot afford to live in blind. Insecurity is escalating at an alarming rate. Meeting Rwanda, bring targeted cycles and taking over cities and towns in the conflict. My experiences and the Nigerian defense policy and a special advisor on wartime Africa and Somalia has shown me that securing a nation and fighting and of course defeating armed insurgents is only achievable if the forces professionally mobilized, properly kitted and equipped, highly secure, and correctly armed with intelligence and militias.
Members of the Presidential Committee on President Goodluck Jonathan's declaration have not yet agreed on the format for its formal declaration for re-election after a second meeting. The committee chairman, Haliru Bello, disclosed this after a second meeting at the presidential villa in Abuja. The committee has also not picked a venue because the format of the event has not been determined, but members say every other arrangement is in place.
We have set up subcommittees to do the various activities of the arrangements. We will get a copy of the subcommittees from the Secretariat. Professor Alkali will give you. The subcommittees will now make their programs based on their terms of reference. They will make the budget, and then we will start rolling. We are considering a number of venues. The nature of the organization depends, and we will determine the venue. You know, there are events that are solemn, that could be done in a room, like a meeting. There are events that require razzmatazz that can be done only in an arena. We haven't decided the format yet.
We have broken into committees. Each committee has a specific responsibility to perform that will be in the overall interest of what we have in mind, and that is successful declaration of the president. So we're in committees. Well, every person can say anything. You can advise somebody. It's left for that person to take the advice or not. That's a personal advice. But the majority advice is that the president should contest. And that is where we stand.
President Goodluck Jonathan has warned Nigerians against using ethnic and religious sentiments to cause trouble during and after the 2015 elections. The president, who issued the warning at the commissioning of the new governor's office in Kaduna, recalled how political violence led to the death of scores of Nigerians after the 2011 elections. He urged ordinary Nigerians to be wary of those who may be out to use them to foment political violence. Jonathan added that development can only thrive in an atmosphere of peace while assuring people across the country of more people-oriented projects. For its part, Governor Mukhtar Yero described the 9 billion naira building, which was started by the then Governor Namadi Sambo, as one of the numerous accomplishments of the state government.
And people agreed. That is why we conquered Ebola. It's not because the president or the officials of the federal government or the governors or officials of state government worked hard. Indeed, they worked very hard. Governor Lagos, Governor Rivers, their ministers, commissioners of health, minister of health, and other workers worked very hard. Mattresses carried blankets, and that continued to spread Ebola. So they don't go to the ordinary Nigerians. And when the ordinary Nigerians agree that there will be peace in Kaduna, there will be peace in Kaduna. Even if we bring all the military men and the police we have, we cannot push soldiers and police to every household. Peace is initiated by the people. Peace is maintained by the people.
Legacy project, which was conceived in 2008 by His Excellency the Vice President Mohammed Nawad Sambo, GCON, who was at that time the executive governor of our dear state. And at that time, I was the commissioner for finance. This new governor's office was one of major projects initiated at that time with the aim of providing our people with critical infrastructures that support efficient delivery of service and good governance. It was in the same year that the 300-bed specialist hospital at the new Millennium City and 150 million liter. I am proud and satisfied to announce today that this project was successfully completed through sustained commitment of three successive administration of PDP in the state. In addition to this, Mr. President, I'm happy to receive you in Kaduna State and indeed Mr. Kashim Ibrahim House at this period of consistent peace and stability in our dear state.
INEC commences distribution of permanent voters' cards in Lagos. Join us for more after this time out. Don't go away.
I no longer worry about deodorant stains with Nivea Invisible for black and white deodorant. No white marks on black and no yellow stains on white. My black stays black and white stays white longer. And I stay 48 hours protected. New Invisible for black and white deodorant from Nivea.
Also available, Nivea Men Invisible for black and white deodorant from Nivea Men.
Thank you for being there. And if you're just joining us, here is a quick reminder of some of the stories that made our headlines. Chief of Defense Staff Alex Badi brushes off attempts to get his views on ceasefire deal with Boko Haram as security chiefs brief President Goodluck Jonathan. Police authorities say 30 of its men are still missing long after a Gwaza attack in Borno State. APC says the defection of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, to the party is a major move. And for more news and other information, you can reach us on a social media platform. On Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News. On Twitter @CoreTV News NG. And on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. In Indigenes and residents of Ikorodu community under the umbrella of the eminent persons of Ikorodu division have resolved that the next governor of Lagos State come 2015 must emerge from the Ikorodu division of Lagos. According to them, the Ikorodu division has so long been sidelined. They added that regardless of the political party and equitable distribution of resource, it is the turn of Ikorodu to produce the next Lagos governor. Omotayo Alo has more in this report.
Time for strategic planning and deliberation for residents and indigenes of Ikorodu in what they call a town hall meeting to determine the future of the division come 2015 general elections. Chairman of EPID, Babatunde Rottiwa, says the gathering was important to make it clear to those in power that no particular division is the sole custodian of knowledge, while every division deserves a fair share.
It's not by one party. They are candidate from PDP and they are candidate from APC. Okay? Any of them, once they are selected and they face the crowd, we are not even deciding. If the people vote for them, let them become governor. Give them an opportunity to serve.
These politically active residents also share the views of the chairman, stressing that the group had shopped for a number of qualified and credible indigenes to contest and win the governorship race.
We are discontented. We want a change. We want our own dues. Our children don't have work. We are sidelined. That's our argument here. It is our turn. You've been zoning. You started zoning. I don't like zoning. I don't like quota. I like merit. But since you have started, that's the way the normal today runs. We must be fair while we're doing it.
We have just started. This is not going to be the last of it. What we did today is a town hall meeting and press conference. A town hall meeting and a press conference. We are still going to have a mega rally. I can assure you we are going to have a mega rally. People from all Ikorodu, from all walks of life. We are mobilizing Ikorodu people from America, from Britain, and they are coming back home to come and support us in this project.
For these traditional rulers, the marginalization of Ikorodu should come to a halt, since democracy is solely about equal rights and justice.
Coming in 2015, the kind of governor that will come, that we are going to bring out from Ikorodu, is going to surpass the effort of the present governor of Lagos State, because he has laid the foundation, and that foundation is what we are going to build on. That foundation is what the governor that will come from Ikorodu will build on. That is the foundation we that are the traditional ruler in Ikorodu division will be advising our governor to do in the state.
Non-indigenous will even enjoy it too. So far you reside in Lagos State, you will still enjoy it. Ikorodu will not discriminate.
The indigenes pray to have their way in the scheme of things ahead of the 2015 general elections, particularly the governorship of Lagos. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The Lagos Independent Electoral Commission last year has commended the distribution of permanent voter cards in the state. The electoral body is expected to distribute about 4.8 million permanent voter cards. The resident electoral commissioner, Adekunle Ugumola, who briefed journalists in Lagos, says the exercise will capture individual database effectively. Oluwaseyi Adegoke brought back this report.
The Independent National Electoral Commission is not leaving anything to chance ahead 2015 general elections. To this end, the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission says the data portfolios of all qualified persons will be captured correctly as required by the regulation guiding the registration.
We are going to register people at the polling units because there will be several people that will be involved. So that is why we want to go right to their doorstep to ensure that all of them are captured. The idea behind this is that INEC wants to give everybody the opportunity of getting captured on a database correctly.
The State Resident Electoral Commissioner also shed light on the recent addition of more polling units by INEC across the country, which has become a subject of controversy in many quarters.
The idea behind it is to ensure that people are not too distant from the polling units. The ideal thing is for us to make it a maximum of 1 kilometer in urban centers and 2 kilometers in rural areas. But now, it is possible even within Lagos to have a distance of 15 kilometers.
The commission is by this development calling on the people of the state to cooperate with its officials in the course of the exercise in order to ensure a crisis-free process ahead the 2015 general elections. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has debunked the widespread rumor that the People's Democratic Party's candidate in the August 9 Osun gubernatorial election, Iyolo Mishiri, has won majority of votes after the inspection of election materials. The social media was recently awash with a purported court order directing recount, which revealed, among other findings, that Omishiri reportedly polled large votes against what was recorded for him in the election. Rashid tells us more.
Apprehension can best describe the first reaction of political stakeholders in Osun State when the reported news of votes declaring Omishiri as true winner of the August 9 election filtered into town. However, a trip to INEC headquarters in Osogbo reveals otherwise. Though the inspection team of the PDP was not on ground to comment, a member of the APC inspection team, Salahuddin Adebayo, speaks on the inspection exercise.
As we always say, opinion is always free, but facts are sacred. But I have to say immediately that what we are doing here is not even counting. What we are doing is inspection of materials, election materials, as used against the gubernatorial election that was conducted in the state of Osun on the 9th day of August 2014. And that's what we are doing. So far, so good. We have been able to inspect materials, specifically ballot papers, as used in 4 local governments of Obokun, Olorunda, Osogbo, and Oriade. Currently, we are on Irewole.
On the purported court order mandating INEC on a recount of votes, the Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Toyin Akeju, insists inspection of the election materials is still ongoing, adding that no vote has been recounted.
We had some rumor going around that they have a new counting and all that. There is no iota of truth to that. Nothing like that is happening here. Nothing at all. I repeat, nothing. It's a blatant lie. Fabricated to confuse the public.
Though the rumor has been laid to rest, the leadership of the ruling APC warns those behind it against any attempt to truncate the peaceful coexistence of the people of Osun.
Working towards creating anarchy in the state, they should be warned. They should be warned. There is no question about it. They have a tendency to cause havoc, to wreak havoc in the state. So there is no truth in it, no court order, either from regular or from tribunal, that actually said there should be any vote counting.
With the dissolution of the Osun State Election Petition Tribunal on 2 occasions, and the pre-hearing of the case billed to kick off under new tribunal leadership, it appears there is more to the development than meets the eyes. Rashid, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
Following the suspension of council members of Gombe local government area of Adamawa State by Governor Bala Nglari, the councillors have protested the suspension by the governor, describing the sack as politically motivated. 8 out of the 10 councillors of the council accused Nglari of being dictatorial and vindictive, saying the governor suspended them because they refused to do his bidding of removing the local government chairman. The councillors include Yuana Jonathan, Young Ward, Dominic Imiya, Liva Ward, Sambo Inua, Gombe North, Samaila Umar, Duga Ward, Muhammad Abdullah, Gombe South, and Adama Saidu, Ghana Ward. At a press conference in Yola on Tuesday, 8 out of the 10 councillors unanimously accused the governor of being biased and dictatorial in his approach, alleging that they were suspended because they refused to impeach the chairman of the council. Meanwhile, following the suspension of Gombe local government area based on an audit report of gross financial misappropriation, 2 councillors of the council have dissociated themselves from the activities of the embattled chairman, Rufai Umar. The councillors who addressed journalists in Yola say the chairman acted alone.
Rufai Umar was running the local government as a one-man show. He single-handedly manipulated the administration of the council. We are here at the government house, Yola, to show our solidarity to Governor Bala James Glary. We are not part of the atrocity of the suspended chairman, Alhaji Rufai Umar. We will work for Bala James Glary for the success of his administration. Thank you and God bless.
We'll take another break now and return with business, sports and stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes and bleeding from the eyes, ears and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it, don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
And now to business news. President Goodluck Jonathan has created the Office of Deputy Group Managing Director at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. He also named the Group Executive Director, Finance and Accounts, Bernard Oti, as the occupant of the position. Presidential spokesman Reuben Abati said in a statement that the move is part of ongoing efforts to transform the NNPC into a commercial entity. The presidency added that the new office is expected to strengthen corporate governance structure of the corporation and help ensure value for money and return on investment. In a bid to promote economic cooperation and trade between Nigeria and China, the Consul General of the People's Republic of China, Liu Kan, in Lagos on Tuesday, says 4,000 Nigerians were issued visa to attend the International Trade Expo in China. The envoy says Nigeria is now China's third largest trading partner in Africa. The Consul General expressed optimism that the future of both countries' economic cooperation would be brighter. The Chinese government is willing to make use of the expo as a bridge to enhance the economic and commercial cooperation with Nigeria. The expo, popularly known as Cotton Fair, started in Guangzhou, China on October 15 and would end in November 5th. As part of efforts to boost cocoa production for the 2014-2015 planting season, the Oyo State government said it had set aside 125 million naira. General Manager, Cocoa Development Unit, Gabriel Kinde, disclosed this, saying 110 million naira is for the commencement of youth empowerment programs in cocoa production. 15 million naira is for 1 million cocoa seedlings for free distribution to farmers. But there are some challenges facing cocoa production, some of which are inadequacy of suitable land, diseases and pests against cocoa, non-availability of laborers as the major problem responsible for the decline of cocoa production in the state. However, Oyo State Chairman of Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria, Alhaji Muniru Oladayo, said cocoa farmers were not benefiting from the federal government's subsidy on agrochemicals. Also, suppliers insist on cash and carry transactions. The Nigerian Stock Exchange today has been elected as a full member of the World Federation of Exchanges, the trade association for the operators of regulated financial exchanges. The NSE was elected as a federation member during the 54th General Assembly and annual meeting of the WFE held in Seoul, Korea on 28 October 2014. The NSE is the third African stock exchange to be granted full federation membership status. The WFE's vote for full membership came through a series of assessments. Chief Executive Officer of the NSC, Oscar Onyema, commented, WFE membership is an important reference for many international investors. This membership status reflects the exchange's commitment to implementing the highest standards of international best practices. Our ambition is to become the foremost stock exchange in Africa, and today is an important step in that journey. The Asia Tour will kick off in early December this year to introduce Nigerian market to Asian fund managers with frontier and emerging market investment strategies. The 5-day tour commences in Singapore on December 1st, 2014. Equity transactions on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange today ended on a negative note. The all-share index dipped by 1.13% to close at 38,286.56 basis points. Market capitalization decreased and closes in the same manner at 12.68 trillion naira. In all, a total of 389.89 million shares valued at 2.8 billion naira were exchanged in 4,579 deals. Report shows that Mobil topped the gainers chart, followed by 7up, Scap, Awando, and Evans Med. On the downside, Nigerian Breweries topped the losers chart, followed by Guinness, Wapco, Votrelt, and Forte Oil. Meanwhile, here are the top 5 trades. And now to sport. Returning factional president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Chris Giwa, says Amodu Shuaibu has nothing to contribute to the Super Eagles ahead November's crucial 2015 Cup of Nations qualifiers against Congo and Sudan. Giwa stated that Amodu has no business handling the Super Eagles with 2 games left, reiterating that Stephen Keshi remains the Super Eagles coach. But in contrast, the Pinnick-led NFF has already scheduled worry for the training base of the Super Eagles ahead of the game against Congo in Port Noir, with Amodu Shuaibu in charge. The Nigerian Football Federation has commiserated with the South African Football Association over the tragic death of the Bafana Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa. The goalkeeper, who also captained leading club Orlando Pirates, was murdered on Sunday night at the house of his girlfriend and mother of his child outside Johannesburg. NFF said in a letter signed by General Secretary Musa Madu that it is in mourning with Safa over the tragic death of the 27-year-old footballer. It recalled that Senzo Meyiwa was killed at a time the Bafana Bafana are in good standing to qualify for the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations finals, and at a time South African football is on a path to true revival. NFF added that Mayiwa's clean sheets in all 4 matches played by the Bafana in the Nations Cup qualifiers were part of the reason South Africa is topping Group A that also has Nigeria, Sudan and Congo. Wolves forward Gareth Bale is the only player from the home nations on the 23-man shortlist for the FIFA 2014 Men's World Footballer of the Year award. Bale, 25, scored 22 goals for the Real Madrid last season as the La Liga side won the Champions League. 5 Premier League players in Thibaut Courtois, Diego Costa, Angel Di Maria, Eden Hazard and Yaya Toure have also been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Real Madrid's Cristiano Ronaldo will be looking to retain the award. Barcelona forward Lionel Messi, who has won the award 3 times in the last 4 years, is also on the shortlist alongside teammate Neymar. The 23 shortlist will be reduced to 3 in December before the winners are announced on 12 January 2015 in Zurich. World Football boss Sepp Blatter said on Tuesday that FIFA categorically backs Russia's staging of the 2018 World Cup and praised its preparations. Diplomatic sources said last month that European nations were discussing a British-backed plan to boycott President Vladimir Putin's showpiece staging of the World Cup because of the conflict in eastern Ukraine. He compared the situation with Russia's hosting of the Winter Olympic Games hosted by Russia in the Black Sea resort of Sochi this year when Western leaders stayed away. Blatter said that he was happy that with Russia's progress in its preparations for hosting the 2018 World Cup. Blatter came to Moscow to participate in a ceremony on Tuesday evening to present the 2018 Cup logo. The FIFA boss added that the opening ceremony of the 2018 World Cup could take place a day ahead of the tournament's opening match kickoff. And now to all the stories outside Nigeria. Iraqi Kurdish forces are traveling to Turkey from where they plan to cross into Syria to battle Islamic State ISIS militants besieging the town of Kobani. Officials say a plane carrying 150 Peshmerga had left Erbil, while their heavy weapons will be transported by land. Turkey agreed to the deployment last week after refusing to allow Turkish Kurds to cross the border to fight. Earlier, the Turkish Prime Minister rejected claims that it was not doing enough to end the jihadist assault. In reply, Turkey Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu says his country will help coalition forces, but he made clear that Turkey would only take part once the US-led coalition against ISIS had an integrated strategy that included action against the forces of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. He also noted that Western states were not prepared to send troops. Iraqi Kurdish officials said the Peshmerga would be flown to Silopi in southeastern Turkey, from where they would travel by land to Kobani. And just before we close the show, here is a wrap-up of the stories that made our headlines. We told you that the Chief of Defense Staff, Alex Badi, brushed off attempts to get his views on ceasefire deal with Boko Haram as security chiefs briefed President Goodluck Jonathan. We also brought you reports that police authorities said 30 of its men are still missing after Gwoza attack in Borno State. And lastly, APC said the faction of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, to the party is a major coup. And that's been the show tonight. On behalf of our entire news crew, I am Lomo Adikuli, wishing you a wonderful night rest.